Well, I'm pleased to announce that Elon Musk is now Chief Twit. Now I don't know about you, but I am so pleased that he is. Of course, there will be many people who think he's an idiot, but let me say one thing. He is a successful idiot. And this means a lot for the future of Twitter. It also means that Bouzy will currently be wetting himself. Seriously, the man who portrayed himself to be in with Twitter employees is now having to wear diapers to protect himself. And, you might remember that I said that Bouzy will be going down in October. So, is this the final nail in Bouzy's coffin? Let's chat. Hey everyone. How y'all doing today? I'm Kat, and welcome to Cat Chat, Law and More. As always, we have things to discuss, but you are more than welcome to like, subscribe, or comment in the box below. And, as always, I try to reply to all responses. So, let's get down to it. So, Elon has now bought Twitter. I have been waiting for this moment for ages. And, it has come at the best time possible. He believes that buying the social media platform is important for the future. He wanted it to be a common digital ground in which a wide range of topics can be discussed without resorting to violence. Like you and I, he's seen that traditional media has fueled the extremes to generate more hate, in the pursuit of generating more clicks and more money. And, he had had enough of it. Clearly buying Twitter wasn't going to be easy, and, he recognized that. Now, he certainly didn't buy Twitter to make money, he has more than enough already. Seriously. He could retire on the money he already has, and still fly to the moon and back 1,000,000 times over. But what I find highly commendable is that his sole purpose of buying the social media platform was to help others. Now, that's what I like about Elon, despite him being a chief twit. He recognizes that Twitter can't become a free-for-all. I certainly wouldn't be in support of that either, but like he has said, the platform still needs to adhere to the laws. But I think that we can all agree that we all want a warm and welcoming platform whereby users can choose their own experiences. And, I think that most of us already know that Elon is still very much a supporter of free speech. So, with this in mind, Elon buying Twitter is very good news for those who have had accounts suspended for no valid reasons at all, but just through the false flagging of others. And, what we must also remember is that this is bad news for those who have gotten kicks out of false reporting. And, the best bit of all, it's going to be very bad news for bots. Yes, that's right, Bouzy. Elon doesn't like bots. So then, Bouzy, is this goodbye? Now what you may be thinking is, why wouldn't Elon keep Bouzy in his bot sentinel? After all, Bouzy is friends with AH. Well, first and foremost, Elon is a good businessman, and Twitter is a business. Why would he allow bots on a platform when he doesn't like them nor want them? And, just because Bouzy is friends with AH, doesn't mean Elon is going to bend over backwards to help him out. Just remember this. Where was Elon in the trial backing her up? He didn't give evidence in person, and there was not a single depo either. And don't forget, that while he could have given her the $10 million she owed, he hasn't given her a cent. So, this in itself says a lot. I just wish he hadn't met that woman, perhaps he wouldn't have gotten that black eye. Okay, so unless you have seen my recent posts, you may not be aware that in August this year, Twitter gave Bouzy an ultimatum regarding his unauthorized activities on Twitter. This was after the Twitter founders had found more than 5% of bots on their social media platform. What I will say now is that it is Cybersecurity Month, this month, and a few of us have actually been investigating the bot situation ourselves. It's been quite an eye-opener, and not only that, quite a number of bots have been created by Bouzy himself. Don't think for 1 minute that Bot Sentinel is the be-all and end-all. Although funnily enough, with Elon coming on board to Twitter, it could be the end-all that we all would like. I just wish that Elon could have waited just a few more days before hopping into Twitter HQ, so I could get all of my videos out. Now I'm having to release them all out of sync. But as we all probably know, when Elon wants something, he'll go for it. But getting back to the bot investigation, this video will be coming up soon. So, getting back to Twitter's ultimatum. Bouzy's been tracking Twitter for accounts that are supposedly harmful or fake since 2018. Now most of us know that this is not the case, and that he's pretty biased as to what is deemed to be a harmful tweet. After all, according to him, that unprofessional professor, Michelle Dauber, is absolutely harmless. I mean, you only need to read her posts to see that she is just oozing with love and affection, and support and best wishes for everyone. Now, here's the thing. Bouzy had access to Twitter's developer API. But, as he wasn't conforming at all to Twitter's API policy, with his bot Sentinel tracker, he received a policy violation notification. While he likes you to believe he is in with the Twitter employees, he has to adhere to the rules, just like everyone else. If you are unsure of what API is abbreviated from, it is Application Programming Interface. It basically allows one platform to access another platform's internal information. I won't go into all the technical stuff in this video, I'd probably bore you all to death, if I haven't already. What's interesting is that Twitter became extremely concerned with his tracking and logging of accounts. He was also keeping records of deactivated and suspended accounts, and what we found is that he's been using these as a way to plug his bot Sentinel. Now, he obviously needs an income, so what better way to get is but to imply that his tracker was the reason why these accounts closed. I'm sure that all of these imaginary organizations, businesses and universities that he keeps on saying have snapped up his bot Sentinel are absolutely thrilled. And, yes of course, it clearly didn't have anything to do with anyone else reporting these accounts to Twitter, did it? It was all done to bot Sentinel. But, again, most of us know differently. Bouzy was giving this violation notice around the same time of the Twitter lawsuit. Elon was stalling the purchase as he believed that a third of visible accounts could be bots, and wanted actual bot stats. But Twitter dragged him into this lawsuit, and Bouzy blames Elon for making him a scapegoat. During the time of the lawsuit, Elon certainly kept his sense of humor by posting this. It's quite obvious that Bouzy is no fan of Elon's. And I'm sure that the feeling is mutual. But, what is rather strange is that Bouzy estimates that Twitter is about 10 to 15% bots. Surprisingly a larger amount than the founder's percentage. From our own investigations, it is looking very likely that a high percentage of this has actually been created by Bouzy himself. This is also explained in more depth in a video coming up. But, I can guarantee that this will seriously make you laugh. I don't know if you have seen my previous video where this clip is from. But it has everything to do with that. Now, this is turning more into April Fool's Day than Halloween. And the only fool around is Bouzy the clown. Now, we already know that he likes to think that because he has Twitter employees as followers, he can say and do anything he wants, and they will automatically listen to him. Well, I did give my own response to that. Anyway, he likes his fans to believe that he is the sole reason why accounts are suspended, such as Requito law. But, how about this? He had been reporting all accounts which had activity on them that put AH in an unfavorable light. I think that many of us will have seen the Johnny Depp AH trial and discussed it on social media. And, there's no surprise that there would have been discussions as to how she lied, how she manipulated, how she attacked JD. Bouzy was being paid by the AH team to look for these kind of posts, and when he found them, he classed them as inauthentic. But, despite him reporting these to Twitter, Twitter did not take any action against any of those accounts. Therefore it looks like he decided to take matters into his own hands and, he received the violation notification. I say this time and time again. And can't stress it enough. Whenever he makes claims about getting an account suspended, whether it is on Twitter, YouTube or wherever, don't believe it for a second. Sometimes he can't even remember his own lies he's told. But if you're going to believe anything, believe this. It didn't happen, just like the rest of his claims, but we can all still have a laugh. While Twitter hasn't specifically indicated the full reason as to why Bouzy breached the API policy, I could give my own ideas to the specific areas. However, you are more than welcome to read it in full yourself by visiting this address. I'll also put it in the description box below too as a hyperlink. If you do get to read it, I'd be very interested in your thoughts about it, and you can make comment here or on my other social media platforms. I'm wondering if people have the same thoughts as myself, and my team on this. Now while Twitter was aware that he had a tracker, did you know that he has been privately tracking other social media platforms? He's already declared on his Twitter profile that he's been tracking YouTube and Instagram for what he deems as hateful content. And, he's reiterated this in the interviews he's given, for articles, written by nondescript journalists. It's interesting to see how open he is about this, doing something without the authorized permission of the platforms he's tracking. Seriously, is he hoping to get into the Guinness World Records for having the most civil and criminal lawsuits thrown his way in a year? Perhaps he's secretly hoping that one of these would be a publicized trial, just so he can get his own 15 minutes of fame and plug his tracker. To be honest, he'd probably sell his soul to the devil if it would mean another dollar to put into making his platform a success. After all, he's currently asking his followers for money. But if his tracker was such a great thing, and all these businesses were really throwing money his way to use it, he wouldn't be so desperate or needing to beg. I don't know about other platforms, but I know that he hasn't been authorized by YouTube to carry out tracking. Therefore, he is not even working along YouTube's API policies at all. He seriously has some nerve, and if he is working underhand like that, I personally don't feel that Elon would want that happening in Twitter either. The reason for this, which Bouzy has expressed himself, is that he wanted to gain as much data as possible from Twitter first. This could then be presented to these other platforms along with his own private research done specifically on theirs. Basically saying, "Hi YouTube, Bot Sentinel is a tracking platform which gets rid of hateful content. To show you that my tracking platform works, here's all the evidence from Twitter. And, while you are reading that, I've been compiling all of the evidence to show that you have a lot of hateful content on YouTube. So, if you buy into my tracking platform, I'll track everyone and everything and alert you to all of the content, so that you can suspend them all." This, let's not forget, is coming from a man who does not think that racist comments are harmful. In fact, they are perfectly okay on the Twitter platform. And, let's not forget that he has given his own tirade of abuse towards others, including Nate, who has already filed a lawsuit against Bouzy. What I find quite alarming is that despite both being Black Americans, Bouzy has even been racist towards Nate. I didn't realize that was even a thing, until someone mentioned on Nate's thread to me that it is similar to a caste system. When I'm with people, I don't even consider their color, just whether they are a good and decent person. But with such an underhand move of unauthorized tracking on YouTube, I very much doubt YouTube will be welcoming Bouzy to the platform anytime soon. Especially not with such an unreliable and biased system which only searches for negative comments towards those who he is being paid by. And, the fact that a 5-year-old could build a better tracking system, kind of says it all too. So, unfortunately for Bouzy, it's not looking good for his future on Twitter. In fact, with his false claims, the violations, pending lawsuits, further investigations into his unauthorized activities, and Elon coming on board to Twitter, has Bouzy just put the final nail in his own coffin? Well, watch this space. And, don't you just love karma? Well, that's about it for the moment. I hope that you've liked watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for being here.